Welcome to WTB, a K-pop collection channel. In our introductory video, we'll be telling you a little bit about ourselves and our collections. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hi everyone, my name is Kat with WTB, and this is my introductory video. So my bestie Nikki and I wanted to tell you a little bit about ourselves and our collections before we jumped into posting more cool content videos so that we can show off our collections that we've worked so hard on over the past few years. Again, my name is Kat. My handle on Instagram currently is at Totally Blossoms, and we'll put our Instagram handles down in the subscription or in the description of this video rather. My MBTI is ENFJ, and I'm an Aries, so feel free to message me if you can handle that personality combination. And I have some favorites in the K-pop world that I'll be showing off here today. Luckily for me, my favorites also pretty much coincide with the collections that I have and the members that I collect. So top 3 groups for me. And as I go into my top 5 biases, I'll turn my cards over here that I have flipped over upside down. But I'd say for my top 3 groups, number 3 is something that changes for me, but it's been pretty steadily 17 for a bit now. My number 2 group is going to be Stray Kids, and my alt group, my hearts is 2 p.m. and I can't really see that one changing anytime soon. So I think number 1 and number 2 are cemented there. As for my biases, so let me go ahead and swipe these cards back, and I'll go ahead and put them face down so we can take a look at them. Top 5 biases. So coming in at number 5, I'm going to go ahead and slide in S.Coups from 17. He is such a wonderful talent and he just makes me laugh anytime I see him. But I do collect him. I do very selectively collect S.Coups because that was one of my later collections, and as you guys know, some of these collections can get a bit pricey. So adding in another person to the group was a difficult financial choice, but certainly not hard to make in terms of how cute he is on his photo cards. So I decided to collect his kissy face cards, and this is one of my favorites here. So again, that was S.Coups coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is this guy, Christopher Bongchan. And I guess I could say as well that he's sort of interchangeable with my number 3, which is Benny Ben. So I don't even want to admit that. So I'm actually just going to take Chan out of this picture. I'm going to leave him at number 4, and I'm going to pretend like he's not replacing Changbin, because nobody can do that because we can't live without Changbin. But Changbin I do very heavily collect. So Chan I don't collect. I just kind of keep the cards that I have of him because, okay, I mean, why wouldn't you keep that card? But for Benny is probably my biggest and most extensive collection. I used to try to be a completionist in his collection, and then of course with In Life we got the influx of all of the pre-order benefits, and it kind of became impossible. So limiting myself more on future stuff that's coming out for Benny for the newer albums, kind of sticking to, of course, the album cards and to the pre-order benefit cards that come out. Maybe some additional cards, just depending on what things look like. Try to stay away from collecting all of the merch. It's kind of overwhelming. However, my favorite stuff of his is his old stuff, and I have a pretty good collection of his old things, so hopefully I'll show that off in a future video. But certainly these two could vie for a tie in number 3rd spot. So got them there. At number 2, and I guess you could also say that there is a internal war that I have on my alt bias for between my number 2 and number 1 position here. But I think as I stand now, and really as I stand always, because if I had to be pushed into a corner and made a decision, I would always pick the same person every time without question. But number 2 as Oaktakeon from 2 p.m. So I did start collecting him recently. My collection is growing for him, certainly. It's not as extensive as my #1 Old Biases collection, but I am slowly collecting him. He's more expensive than I thought he was going to be, so it is a little bit more of a slow go there. But I do really enjoy picking up his cards, his old cards, his newer cards, and I just really like him as a person. Plus, he's adorable and he's a perfect actor, so he's gonna be at my #2. And at #1 for my alt bias, just kidding, is Jun K. So Kim Min-jun, love of my life, king of my heart forever. I will always pick him as my #1. There's just no question about it for me. I have a very extensive Min-jun collection that I'm very proud of. I have some key pieces that I'm missing out of it, so I'll probably also post a most wanted video at some point as well. But Min-jun is always going to be king in my collection. So I'll grab him back. One more honorable mention. I do also have a pretty extensive Hwang Chansung collection. So before this guy appeared on the scene for me, I thought that Chansung was my pick of the group for 2 p.m. But I was corrected by my old bias and my second in line old bias. So I do have that collection of Chansung, and he was fun to collect. Apparently he's not super extra popular in Japan, so I was able to reap benefits there by picking up a lot of his things. I have a cute Polaroid, signed Polaroid of him as well, but I did want to mention that because I'm pretty proud of that collection and do still look to complete some of those pieces in it. All right, so I think that wraps it up for me. I'm going to turn things over to Nikki for the rest of our video. But again, please like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikki, part of the WTB channel, and I'd like to do a quick introduction of myself and who I collect. A little bit more about me is I'm a multi-stan, and I stan way too many groups. I'm based in the US, my MBTI is INTP, and I'm an adult with a full-time job who can afford this crazy expensive hobby, sort of. So let's get into it with my top 3 groups. Now, when Kat and I were discussing what we should say in our introduction videos, we had a really hard time trying to pick our top 3 favorite groups. While my top 2 K-pop groups don't really change, my third favorite group does often change, but right now I'd have to say #3 is Monsta X, and #2 sits Stray Kids, and my alt group of all K-pop groups will forever be 2 p.m. Now I'll get into who I collect. While some I collect more than others, you know, due to money because I can't spend it all on my faves, being an adult. I'll start off with my 5th favorite idol that I collect, and that is Vernon from 17. 17 often sits at my 3rd favorite group spot, fighting with Monsta X, but I really fell in love with Vernon when I saw them live last year. 2-1 will forever hold my heart. It is my pop punk anthem. But also, have you heard his Black Eye solo? Because it is top notch. But anyway, I really only collect his heart cards where he's making a heart. And sometimes his hoodie cards because I have a problem with men in hoodies. But yeah, this is my 5th favorite idol that I collect. Now for my 4th favorite idol, who often sneaks into 3rd, is Joohoney 100. He's so dang talented and handsome and cute and everything. And he's a Libra like me. But for real, I had to recently stop actively collecting him because Monsta X puts so much stuff out that it's just really hard to keep up and it's a bit overwhelming. But I am happy that the group itself is very active these days. My favorite cards lately for Joohoney have been his Born Champ collaborations because he's just so dang cute in them, and his little pouts on most of the PCs are just the best. But yeah, Joohoney 100. My 3rd favorite, who will always be one of my faves forever, no contest, is Han Ji-sung. Woo! There's so many funny stories about how he became my Stray Kids bias, but of course, before Han, I could not stay in my lane. It's just impossible. I mean, who can? Lame pun, I know. But nevertheless, Ji-sung is amazing. Have you seen his jikis? They're just so cute. I used to complete collect him, but now I really focus on POBs, which are the bane of any stay's existence, his album cards, and then some broadcasts within reason. I collect almost all of his old stuff except for some Polaroids because those aren't really important to me. But really, one day I hope to own his I Am Who broadcast. It is my dream card of dream cards. Moving on to my, dare I say it, double alts. Now, putting numbers on them really hurt because I definitely double alt. But at number 2 and number 1 is Chang Woo-young from 2PM. What can I say? He's just so cute, funny, and talented. I love watching his videos and how he interacts with the crowd, and I really hope to see him perform one day. A girl can dream. But yes, I don't complete collect him because I didn't start to collect 2PM members until the end of, I want to say 2020 or beginning of 2021, so I'm just so far behind it's not even funny or feasible. But what I collect, I do enjoy, and it just brings me so much joy to see him in my collect books. Now my other ultimate bias, and in spot number 1, is none other than Lee Junho. What can I say about him? I mean, do you have a day to sit with me and let me speak about how amazing he is? I mean, for real though. Just kidding. I could really go on for days about him. But he's just so talented and driven, and that's such an attractive aspect, you know? But I also don't complete collect him because I'm pretty sure I'd have to take out a second mortgage on my house if I did. Yeah, he's even more expensive than Han Ji-sung. But yeah, Lee Junho is a wonderful person, idol, and actor, and I really do enjoy collecting what I do collect of him. Anyway, that's my introduction video. We are planning to make more videos in order to really show what we have and how we've ended up with getting some of the things that we have. We would also like to maybe do some unboxing stuff, give tips and tricks on how we got things, where we shop, and all that awesome stuff as well. This hobby is very expensive, but it's also probably been my most consistent and favorite hobby that I've ever had. But yeah, this was nice. This has been Nikki from the WTB channel. See you next time.